Hi, my name's Suzanne Borden, and this is my Jewish geography story. I have the great pleasure of working for Moment Magazine, where I produce our Moment Live conversations. And because of this, I've been able to meet people from all over the world. But nothing can top the people I met in June of 2020. I signed off from our Moment Live program with Amy Ginsberg Bickel, who shared stories and music of her late husband, Theo. And then I checked my email. It's not unusual to receive one or two emails from an audience member liking the program. But this email I received was a little bit different. It said, I just finished listening to Amy's zoominar. It was totally delightful. This is very objective, even though I am her Aunt Janet in Cincinnati. It was a very sweet email, but she didn't just tell me she liked the program. She told me she was from Cincinnati. Of course, I could not let a good Jewish geography opportunity go to waste, so I responded with, Glad you could join us today. By chance, do you know the Claiborne family in Cincinnati? To my kind of surprise, she replied, Yes. In fact, my husband is related to the Claibornes, and Marcia Claiborne Rubin and I were best friends in high school. Marcia fixed me up with her cousin, who has now been my husband for almost 53 years. How do you know them? I had to read her reply several times before I believed what she just told me. I typed, Marcia Claiborne, your high school best friend, is my mother in law. But what makes this Jewish geography connection so wild is that I never met my mother in law because she passed away when my husband, Joe Rubin, was just 4 years old. And so while my husband has some memories of his birth mom, he doesn't remember a lot about her, and he certainly didn't know anything about her childhood friends. By the next night, my husband and I were on the phone with Aunt Janet, and by the following day, we were Facebook friends with her, two of her three children, as well as her husband, who we now know is actually a distant cousin of my husband. We wanted to meet Aunt Janet and her family in person, but it was just the beginning of the pandemic, so a trip to Cincinnati had to wait. Fast forward 18 months, and we were finally going to Cincinnati for a Claiborne bat mitzvah, the family name that began this crazy game of Jewish geography. Aunt Janet invited us and our two kids to join her for Shabbat dinner with her husband and one of her daughters and her family. The entire evening was surreal. We were having dinner with my husband's late mom's high school best friend. For the first time ever, we heard stories about his mom as a teenager. Aunt Janet then showed us some pictures of my husband playing on the floor with Aunt Janet's daughter when they were not even 2 years old, and my husband's grandmother was even sitting in the background. And then, to top off the evening, we discovered that her son, like our son, is named in memory of my husband's mother, Marcia Claiborne. We love Aunt Janet and her entire family from Cincinnati.